my friends, and welcome to Star Wars for 100 Days, the ultimate fans countdown leading up to the release of Star Wars The Force Awakens. Every single day, we're getting closer to the release of the 7th chapter in the greatest sci-fi saga of all time. Today we're going to continue discussing the bounty hunters of the Star Wars universe, and in particular, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite Star Wars video games of all time. If you ever wanted to know what it was like to actually be a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe, then look no further than 2002's Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I loved this game when I got it back in the day. In fact, I got it as a Christmas present back in 2002. I got two GameCube games that year for Christmas, Metroid Prime and Bounty Hunter. I liked both of them. Of course, Metroid Prime is the much better game, but I found myself playing a lot of Bounty Hunter over that Christmas break, and that's because I was still riding the high of Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and I was completely obsessed with Jango Fett. This was a game that allowed me to finally use this character and use all of his cool abilities. Dual-wielding blasters, jetpacks, weird freaky flamethrower gauntlets, not to mention you could literally open doors with the flamethrower gauntlet and knock them down with your foot. It was freaking awesome. For the time, it was like, for me, the quintessential Star Wars game. And there's a lot of cool things about the story, too, because this is where we learn how Jango Fett becomes the template for the entire clone army. We get to see how he gets his signature ship, the Slave One, for the very first time. Starting his working relationship with Zam Wesell, the transforming bounty hunter. And it all ends with him having this amazing battle with this Dark Jedi who goes by the name of Kamari Vosa, who's using the lightsabers, which are later used by Asajj Ventress. And this entire game essentially is like a test for Jango to see if he is worthy to be the one who's going to be the template for the entire clone army. It's basically all this like big ruse that was created by Count Dooku and Darth Sidious. And you don't really get to figure that out fully until the very end of the game. But damn was it exciting, because not only was it a third-person action game, but you would actually like hunt people down. You would see if there were people who were wanted on a bounty list, and you could actually capture them dead or alive. That was really cool. That and the fact that you got to go to a lot of different planets. There was one where you go to a jungle planet. There's one where you're in Coruscant. There is this one stage where you literally go to this giant asteroid prison, and there's a massive prison riot, and you have to shoot your way out as Jango Fett. It's incredibly awesome. It's also worth noting that this game is hard as crap. One of the hardest games I've actually ever played. It got to a point where, like, I could barely even beat the game without even using cheats, but eventually, the more you play it, you start to discover tricks and how to effectively use Jango Fett's weapons. There's this one level towards the end of the game where the only way I was able to beat it was to basically cheat by jumping on top of these rocks and using flamethrowers on the enemies. It's the only thing that I could do to get to the final boss of the game. But if you wanted to learn a little bit more about Jango Fett and his past and how he actually decided that he wanted a son, this is an important game. That's a huge plot point. Why did Jango Fett even want an unaltered clone for himself? That's because he wanted to try and have a normal life. That's actually sort of like brought up a little bit in this game as well, because he has this one friend who goes by the name of Rosada, who is this like same species as Watto. I think they're called the Tordarians. And throughout the entire game, she's basically trying to get Jango to leave the whole like bounty hunter gig. And then all of that finally comes into fruition at the end of the game when he decides to go with Dooku's plan as long as he can have one unaltered clone for himself. This way, he could personally pass down his legacy to his son Boba, who effectively is just a clone of himself. It's also really cool that they brought back Tamora Morrison to actually voice Jango in this game, so it really does feel authentic, like it's a real piece of Star Wars history. It's a really cool game, so if you could actually manage to track it down on the old systems or download it, I know it's available on PlayStation Network right now, and supposedly this big PlayStation 4 Battlefront bundle that's getting ready to come out actually comes with a lot of downloadable Star Wars games, with Star Wars Bounty Hunter being a part of that for the first time, and I think it might even be like slightly upgraded with HD visuals, so that's definitely a thing you guys need to check out. If you want to know what it's like to be a bounty hunter, and you know what it's like to be Jango Fett, play this game. It's freaking awesome. Just get ready to throw your controller against the wall, because it's hard as shit. There's also this one other Mandalorian in the game who goes by the name of Montross, who is Jango Fett's rival. But that's a discussion for another day. But there it is, guys. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Bounty Hunter. It's a game that I haven't played in years. Unfortunately, I don't have my copy on GameCube anymore, but I'm probably thinking about downloading it just so I can see if I can sort of relive that game, because I remember having a lot of fun with that one. But did you guys ever have a chance to play that Star Wars video game? Do you have a favorite Star Wars video game? Do you want something you want me to talk about? And are you going to be playing the brand new Battlefront game? And what do you guys want to see from Star Wars The Force Awakens? Make sure to tell me in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.